I actually have a very strong, interesting reason why I want to put two totally different bikes together. And the reason for that is what Stark said on one of the most recent videos. I find that very interesting, and I want to talk about that with you guys a little bit more. And I also want to have these two bikes go head to head in order to confirm what Stark said on the video.
It's a really thin line where you outperform and you're on the box every weekend the year after. People don't want you to race. Or if you underperform, what do? Then you're then giving validity to people saying, yeah, they shouldn't be there in the first place.
If you don't know, the best way to expose your product is to race with it. Stark tried to race with his dirt bike in US AMA series. He already raced in European Enduro Series. That's pretty much the only race when they allowed him to race, compete against regular gas-powered bike. And the reason for that, the Americans denied Stark because
AMA right now, they are going with what is safe. And I understand that. We all do. We don't agree with it, but we understand why they would be doing that. And I can also understand how they look back in history and see 252 stroke versus 450 when it came in.
We went from 2-stroke to 4-stroke. They didn't know 4-stroke, and they took a leap at the time when Yamaha did it.
And ultimately, the 2-stroke era just faded out.
And today, you know, when electric came into the game, they are like, well, we won't do the same mistake. You know, we need to take it slowly.
And the 4-stroke completely eliminated the 2-stroke. That's why you don't see no more bikes racing, because they just not as good as the 4-stroke. The 2-stroke's not as good as the 4-stroke. So that was the answer what Stark received from United States, and that's why they don't want to have those bikes compete with the 4-strokes, because they have the fear they may ending up losing the 4-strokes completely if start racing. And what I find interesting, after they finished the European race, they raced in the Enduro Series, like an indoor series, when actually Billy Ball win and Stark ended up being 5th. And they were worried about if they're making their bike good enough to win the race, then no organization will let them to race, because that's a true signal the Stark is better than everything else on the market. So what they are doing, they ending up, I think, toning the bikes down, because they not stupid, they know that. And what they ending up doing, they ending up being 5th on that race in Europe, and they will try to do the same thing, like a suggestion into this United States organization. They bike will be competing with the 4-strokes, but they bike won't be better than the 4-strokes. So this is what got me thinking how good really the Stark is. Is it, you know, really you have to fear the 4-stroke's gonna go out because the Stark VARG is just that much better than the 4-stroke. So that's why I want to do a head-to-head test. I'm going to do 3 laps with the Stark, 3 laps with the Yamaha, and we're going to see which bike can bring a better lap time. The Stark has a little disadvantage against my Yamaha, which is the tire. I ordered a rear tire for it, and I don't know if that happens with you, but I ordered it from Motorsports, and I hate that when you complete your order, you see your order number on top of the page, but you still have to click it one more time to confirm it. And I didn't push the button, and I thought I ordered it because I saw my order number, but actually I didn't order it, so the rear tire didn't come in time. So the Stark has a little disadvantage because it has a very rare tire compared to the 250. But what we're going to do, we're going to use 45 horsepower on the Stark, period, and we're gonna, use the 250 the way it is. I think this bike has a pretty good chance to be really close with the Stark, but I don't know. That what Stark said. It's got me thinking. How good really this bike is, because apparently all the organization and all the important people has a fear of this bike taking this one out from the market. For racing. The other thing I was keep forgetting to mention, far as how good the Stark is, this bike doesn't have anything which is create heat. You have a little fan running for internal parts, but you just hear the sound, but it's not gonna have heat coming to your leg and to your body. So that's, I think, one of the huge benefits compared to the 2-stroke or 4-stroke, more for the 4-stroke, because the 4-stroke generates more heat than the 2-stroke. You're not gonna get wear out as much. You're not gonna get that bunch of heat coming from the engine and overheats you, and you're gonna have that heat exhaustion when you're racing. And we only talk about one thing, and that's already advantage against the 4-stroke bikes. Not so much for the 2-strokes. Like I said, the 2-strokes not gonna overheat as much. That's why I think the 2-strokes are more competitive with this bike than the 4-stroke, far as riding, racing or everyday use. But if you want to hear more about that, you can watch one of my previous videos. For now, I'm gonna get changed. Hopefully the weather gets better. It's quite rainy looking. Maybe I have to do it some other days. But I'm very interested to find out, which bike does better. This suspension, the Stark suspension, show no mercy over the Stark 250FX suspension. It's just, like pretty much like this. That's where they are. That's where is the Stark at, and this is where the 250FX suspension is. But yeah, let's get right into it. 3. So I felt really good on the YZ. The bike is really fast, and it shows each lap I gained 1 second compared to a previous one. The higher wing engine is really got my excitement up. Overall, I think the bike had a really good time, and the time is 1:16:35. Let's see how that hold up against the Stark. As I suspected, the Stark felt way better, way faster, and so much easier to ride with. It took me much less fatigue, and overall it was way easier to ride with the Stark than with the YZ. And the time is 1:13:52, which is 3 seconds. You heard that right, 3 seconds faster than the YZ. And I leave the conclusion to you. You decide if this bike really deserves to be racing with the AMA series over here in the USA, compete regular 4-stroke bikes or not.
Racing is our DNA. We want to win in everything. Of course we're going to race AMA. Of course we're going to race every single race there is on the planet.
There'll still be pushback. There'll still be other people saying that we don't belong, and we just got to make it happen.
even things that is like so far beyond what our capabilities are today, we're gonna be there. There's no other way around it.
To me, this is the ocean breaking down a rock. And you can have this rock that sticks out, takes a little bit longer to break down, but eventually it's also gonna fall down into the ocean. And we are the ocean. And we will win.